Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 8th of May, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar, and we see here the dollar index continuing to rise. So, just looking very strong on that medium-term trend, still above the cloud on the short-term trend. We've got upside potential here, still as much as 4.7%. So, it does look like the dollar has potential to rise. Medium term, now bullish, of course, long term bearish, and the point and figure charts are still bearish, but it does look like the dollar has come off the bottom set at the start of the year, and that means that euro is continuing to look weak against the dollar, and the medium term is really clearly bearish. The yen chart is not quite clearly bullish yet on the medium term chart, so this is the one anomaly, and we're seeing short term bearishness against the yen. Taking a look at sterling, quite a dramatic fall from about 144.5 down to 135, and the dollar really, that dollar strength just showing through sterling weakness, but we are seeing signs that sterling might have a bit of a short-term resurgence. Looking at the sterling euro rate, we see that sterling strength continuing here in the chart. We're bullish in the short and medium term. Long term, we still have work to do. Against the Swiss franc, sterling higher as well, and against the Aussie dollar sitting at 181, not quite yet bullish on the short-term chart. Taking a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's sitting at $9,320, so that's down 1/3%. Still bearish in the short-term chart, but the medium-term chart's starting to show signs of returning to bullish territory. So that will be a key one to watch. Looking at the US stock markets, markets in the UK were closed yesterday, but of course open in the US. Very strong showing on Friday in the US, and that puts us now short-term bullish on the S&P 500 index, not quite on the medium-term index. And if we look at the Nasdaq is returning to bullish on that medium term. So more and more the market looking like it might just recover. And the Dow Jones was up strongly as well on Friday, but not yet on the medium term chart. We're still bearish here. Just a lack of short-term upside targets there. Looking at the Russell 2000, bullish on all three time frames. The broader US market has fared fairly well. The S&P future, very little change, just up slightly today, and the Nasdaq E-mini up 1/4%. Does suggest that the US market will open higher. Looking at the FTSE 100, continuing its recovery, strong short-term trend, bullish in the medium term and long term. So FTSE is looking stronger than it has for a while. Again, a shortage of upside targets is the only issue here. Looking at the mid 250, much the same picture. We do have some upside targets here, but around 3% on the medium term chart. Taking a look at the DAX, the German DAX, looking more bullish here now through on the medium term chart, recovering strongly. That weaker euro will help German companies. CAC Quarante, really not much work to do to make new all-time highs now. And if we look at Tokyo, Tokyo was up about 1/3% overnight. Still not quite bullish on the medium term. And short term, continuing to look bullish. Hang Seng is struggling still, and the Chinese local market, although we're up 0.75%, we are now through the cloud. On the short term chart, the medium term is still looking a bit bearish. Looking at the Sensex, it had a fairly strong showing as well. This Aussie market just continuing to look strong on the short term. Not a lot of work to do for the Aussie market to make new all-time highs as well. Crude oil sitting at 75.56, so bullish again short term, looking stronger. WTI now above $70, so that's fairly key that we're above that critical $70 level. US nat gas sitting at 275, just struggling to get out of the 270s. Taking a look at gold, gold is sitting at $1,313. Is short-term bullish, pretty weak uptrend. We do have quite a lot of short-term downside targets hanging over us. We haven't activated this upside target to 1344, but at the moment the long and medium term charts look bullish. Short term is bullish now, but the shortage of upside targets does mean we need to wait and see. Same on silver, really. We're bullish in the short-term chart. The medium-term chart on silver is not looking as good. US 10-year yield sitting at 2.96%. Still on a short-term bear trend there, but looks like they're recovering. Big story on Friday was Apple. Apple shares leapt on Friday. News that Warren Buffett's increased his stake in Apple helped, and we're seeing here Apple making new all-time highs. So that's of course very strong for the tech majors coming through. Amazon also looking strong, nudging all new all-time highs. Google still a laggard, um, just getting back above the cloud on the short term, but still underperforming the rest of the tech majors. Facebook also had quite a good day on Friday, just getting back into that medium-term territory, holding the high 170s. Not quite through yet on the lagging line. Into the 180s would seal it for Facebook. And Microsoft also looking stronger on Friday. Can we break the $100 level? That's the key thing for Microsoft. But looking strong on all three time frames. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.